The ceiling fans? They're very attractive.
I don't believe I live on a cartoon ball that flies through space the way that they say on this ridiculous model. We need to all realize that we've been lied to.
Satellite tracking continues.
This executive order is for the Ceiling Fan Man show on YouTube on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Everyone needs to watch it.
Hold it. This is a good one. Is everybody listening?
Information's out there. All you have to do is let it in.
The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Clickety-click.
Crank up the music. Keep an eye on the back.
This presentation is provided to you to amuse or entertain and not to conform or inform. The content on this channel should not be used to replace professional, financial, medical, or legal advice. All footage taken and used from public sources falls under the fair use of the Digital Millennial Copyright Act of 1998. Therefore, no breach of privacy or copyright has been committed. This show is substantially sourced, not affiliated with any community, club, fraternity, or gang. Your cat may vary.
I say, moo.
I've learned a lot about rainbows lately. There's good rainbows and there's bad rainbows. The good rainbows, well, they're up in the sky. And the bad rainbows, well, they're sent to prisms. It's a light sentence, but it gives them time for reflection.
Satellite tracking continues.
Wow. Hey, everybody. Whoop, whoop. It's Friday night. We're in for a real banger of a show, as they say. I don't know. I just decided to say that. But we're on the right side of the grass. Everyone made it. Pat yourself on the back. Let's see. First thing I've got to do is turn on this camera. It's one of these buttons over here on the side.
Clickety click.
There it is. Hey, everyone. I think I'm looking pretty sharp tonight, So it's great to be seen by you all. Wonderful to be with you all again on this lovely Friday evening. So if you're watching it tonight, great. And if you're watching it later, well, great for that too. So, wow, the room's already filled up. Wow, there's over 100 people here. It's just mind-boggling to me. I don't get quite the numbers you do, JT. I saw you're in here with the 500-600, but starting out slow and working my way up. It's only taken me 4 years to get these numbers. So, oh yeah, you like looking good? Thank you. Yeah, combed hair. Yep. Womp womp. What does that mean? And a lot of people are saying, oh, you like those? Oh, geez. So yeah, you're not late. So, what was I didn't even say where was I was talking about? I don't even know. But yeah, so it's great to be here, and we're in for a fun time. I can show you again. I think I'm gonna have to come out with a song like the Police. They had what they have, King of Pain. I have King of Tabs. So we got a few to get through tonight. So we've got a lot to talk about. Of course, we've got the list. That's why that thumbnail. I don't know. Did anybody get that thumbnail? My wife was wondering that. Let me show you that picture again. Where'd it go? Oh, shoot. It's over here somewhere. Clickety click. Yeah, it's this one. Let me get rid of this. And let's see. We'll go. Not there. Where is it? Present screen. What? I'm trying. I'm going as fast as I can. The silent waves out there. So for those of you that maybe weren't around in the 70s, I guess, this was a huge show. And if you try to watch it now, it's totally unwatchable, of course. We had nothing, really, literally nothing to watch back in those days. And so it was a show called Welcome Back, Kotter. And the joke was, and actually, I have to confess, I stole this because what's the guy from Loveline? What's his name? Not the guy on the Tonight Show. It was him, Kimmel, and Adam Carolla. Adam Carolla. He posted this on X, Twitter, whatever, because this guy in the show's name was Epstein, and this guy in the show's name was Washington. So that's the joke. I didn't say it was incredibly funny. It's just that's the joke. So, so for those of you who didn't understand who these guys were, that's what it is. But yeah, it's big news apparently right now. Well, we've got a few things to talk about. We'll talk about the list, of course. We'll talk about Zelensky's visit to the White House. That was pretty funny. And then at the end here, I'm going to cover the short season again, because it seems to be a hot button for a lot of people. And I saw that JT, if you're still in, you did a show on it last night, and he's getting a lot of heat for it too. Now, I've been called the same things. I've been called heretics and all these things, talking about the Mandela effect and also talking about this. But I call them as I see it. And all I'm here to do is present the information. And it's up to you to let it in.
Information's out there. All you have to do is let it in.
So you can think that I'm right. You can think that I'm wrong. It doesn't matter to me. All I do is I present it, and then I ask you to go home and do your own research and think about it. And by God's grace, I think you'll find my side is correct. But I am the first one to say that. Where is it? That this.
There are no experts.
So there. So my positions on things have changed as I've done this more, and happy to say that I like where I'm sitting now, and we'll continue on, and as I learn more things, I'll present it, and then we'll go from there. So because I know why everyone's here.
I got nowhere else to go. I got nowhere else to go.
Acting is just incredible on this channel. It really is, the acting and the singing.
That's very true.
He's hitting all the buttons. I got them all up here. I might as well use them. Did you like my new little Trump thing? I thought this was great. Everyone, you can make him say anything. It's fantastic. This executive order is for the Ceiling Fan Man show on YouTube on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Everyone needs to watch it.
Hold it. This is a good one. Is everybody listening?
So I've got that, and then I saw someone, I forgot who it was, in the beginning of the opening, and they said they're really looking forward to another Cow Whisperer episode, and I actually am working on one. So obviously not tonight, but there will be a new one coming very soon. I did as long as JT's here, we can start with. I made a new panda. Because I saw he presented, I believe this was the one that he showed the other night. Clickety click here and here. I think it was, where'd it go? Yeah, it's this, which, it's just, again, showing you how there's no way in hell, heck, whatever, pandas could survive on their own in nature. They just, this, and that one totally looks like a human. Come on, that even looked like a real mouth. So there's that. There's no way. And plus, we've covered this before. They're carnivores, and they eat supposedly just bamboo, and they can't digest it, so they have to eat all the time, and on and on and on. If you haven't heard about my whole rant about how pandas are sus, I've got plenty of them on my channel. You just have to go back through the shows. But we can always go over it again sometime. But excuse me. All right, where'd you guys go? Here are this button. So without any further hesitation, here's my new panda. I think pandas are sus.
Is my parents' dog moonlighting as a panda?
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, brought to you by Silly Fan Man. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my! The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Today's episode, How Pandas Are Made.
Panda!
Satellite tracking continues.
Panda. So, okay. Where are we at? That's my new panda scene. Yeah. So, yeah, he's not getting any dates with that attitude. Absolutely. All right. So I should hopefully have some more panda videos and, of course, some new cow whispers. I'll work on that. And to anybody that's new, I'll show you one, the cow whisper. Here's one here. How about this one? I don't think I've played this one in a while.
Previously on The Cow Whisperer.
Hello. It's okay.
Satellite tracking continues.
Previously on The...
There you go. That's a cow whisperer. Well, let's get into some of these tabs so that way hopefully my computer doesn't crash. Let's see. We'll go clickety click here and here. And which one is it? Oh, here we go. There and there and there and there. So first of all, breaking news is Gene Hackman. Well, the character Gene Hackman, I'll go with that. He died along with his wife. I think she was a pianist. That's somebody that plays the piano. Don't get all weird on me. And their dog. And so it's a pretty bizarre story. They, as this continues on, it turns out they were like apparently dead for quite some time, because in some reports it said they were like mummified, which, I don't think they actually wrapped them in a mummy and put them in a tomb and put a big pyramid, but who knows with Hollywood. But yeah, so look, and I've told you, these are all handlers and they all have an agenda, and most of them have all soldiers of all of them, I should say. Not most, everyone. Here, where is he? We'll get that guy. This guy. Everyone! I mean, if you get to this point in your life where you're this famous, then yeah, you're gonna have to cut a deal at some point. I mean, they had movies where he was dressed in drag and stuff as normal, but yeah, it's really weirdness about it. They're saying it wasn't foul play, but they haven't really told you. But then again, these are the same people that when who was it? Bob Saget, he died. They said he died of the story on, I've done it before on my I had a game. Maybe I'll bring that game back, like how different things in these stories. But Bob Saget's story apparently was he hit his head in the shower, and then he went to bed and he died in his sleep in bed. But when you read the story, like he literally his skull was crashed in and stuff, and multiple bruises and stuff. I mean, it doesn't sound right. Something's not right, right? Something. So yeah, it's not right. And so the same thing. Who knows what these stories are? But yeah, regardless of what you think of them, Hollywood, man, he was in some of my favorite movies, and what a voice. You couldn't miss him when you heard his voice, even if you weren't watching. And so, yeah, he was one of my favorite handlers. And so he's gone, at least for now. Mandela effect, maybe he'll be back. I don't know. Probably not, though, on this one. So, all right. So let's get rid of that. So, yeah, let's talk about this conversation on the ridiculousness of this Epstein list, and the fact that it's taking so long to drag this out. It's all theater. Just remember that, people. It's all theater. And the fact that they handed out these binders to these quote unquote influencers who got all smiley and laughing and just, like, it's sickening, because whatever the real story is behind this, the internet and definitely public opinion has talked to us and told us what was going on. I mean, the fact that they arrested Epstein and Giselle, is that how you say her name? Whatever, Maxwell or whatever her name is. And then of course he, suicided himself in jail with no cameras. The fact that they arrested them, but then they had to have clients to be doing this trafficking that they were doing. I mean, it's to the point of depravity where I can't even actually talk about it on YouTube, but you all kind of know what was going down. And the fact that these people are happy. I mean, whatever the true story is, there's victims in it, and them going out like they're heading to prom and doing selfies and smiling and have a good old time. It's just sickening. And then beyond that, the fact that they're doing this really slow rollout. I mean, this is supposed to be, what is it, number one of the releases? Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? It's obviously, like I said, it's theater, but it's really disgusting that people are just accepting this and still trying to rationalize that the government is really going to help us figure out what went down, But the fact that all these influencers, and they all, apparently most of the people in this picture have ties to the same supposed organization that controlled Epstein. There's nothing to see there, but look how happy they are. It's sickening. It's ridiculous. If this really was about transparency, they would have put out all the information out online and let the internet run with it. But it's obviously not about that. It's just about photo ops and theater, and to make the administration supposedly look good, like Doge is doing something and Trump and his people are doing something. And the new lady that's in charge of releasing this, who used to be a stripper and now she's suddenly in the White House releasing these. That's a true story. You can look it up. She was an exotic dancer about 2 years ago or 4 years ago, maybe. And now she's in charge of this. She's doing such a bang up job of it too, of course. Yeah, Val, it's a total charade. Yeah, Crazy John, the government loves us so much. What's that? Yeah, she was. I covered it, I think, last week. I can look it up, but yeah, that's what she was. So she certainly moved up really fast. And then to prove to you that it's completely stupid theater. So here's one of the pages that they're showing, and it's all just redacted black lines. I think it was the Babylon Bee that said they were showing the black bar and how many times the black bar went to the island, right? But I don't know. Is she hot? My wife's right in the other room. You can look her up. I don't know. To me, only my wife is hot. I got to get over here.
True. Yep. Yeah,
True.
that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
But and also, isn't it ridiculous that nobody knows how to like turn the page and make it so you don't have to tilt your head? I mean, if they tilted it one more time, the Australian people could read it, but we couldn't. But that's the page that they're releasing in their books. Meanwhile, here's the identical page that was already released on the internet years ago. So, and all it is just phone numbers and stuff. But why is this redacted? But yet you can find this all over X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. It's complete, as this guy says, horseshit. So, yeah. So this is what they're releasing, a bunch of redacted pages. Well, why would they release all these redacted pages? Because it's complete theater what they're doing. They're dragging this out and showing this nonsense. It's as real as this photo. Is this a fantastic photo op or what? I mean, when you really break this down, check it out. They wanted to take this picture of whoever this white lady is. Can we say white? I think we can. Holding up this impoverished child and so much love and affection. Meanwhile, she made it. You see this? She made him wash his hands, but they didn't give him a bath because they want him to look, impoverished and sad. So he's still dirty completely. But look at his hands. It's all theater. It's all photo ops and garbage and nonsense. That's all it is. So, yeah, make sure don't let that kid touch me with dirty hands. Yeah. Yeah, there is a bigger picture of it. Isn't that something? Yeah, don't touch me with dirty hands. So he only washes his hands. It's like that old Sam Kinison joke he used to say when they'd go to Africa and they'd film the children and ask for money. I think it was Sally Struthers, who was really heavy at the time, too. It was really ridiculous. And South Park used to make tons of fun of it, but they would film the kids starving and stuff. And Sam Kinison used to have this joke. It's like, that there's a camera crew there, and they're like, don't feed him yet. There's a sandwich on the, they have a whole catering truck probably, but don't feed him yet. He's got to look hungry if we're going to make any money. And so it's like this, like, we want to keep him dirty, but I don't want his filthy, disgusting hands touching my shirt. So Starvin' Marvin. Yeah, that was the name of it. Yeah. Thank you. Nod Lloyd. Okay. And it's as real as this. So here you go. Here's the influencers that put out identical social media messages about today I met with President Trump. Look, it's identical. It's identical. They handed me a binder, right? Most transparent administration in American history. It's just coincidence, right? And what's really funny, they try to like dance around the BS, kind of like the flat earth people did when they all went. Did you know they all went back on the ball? It's ridiculous. For us, a lot of people in the chat don't even care about this, but I kind of grew up in this one community and they all turned out to be complete fakers and charlatans and the content creators, anyways, the big ones. And they're putting out identical statements too, just like this, about how, they want to do with transparency and but yet they're identical. You can put them next to each other. Nobody does that. And then I think it's funny that they tried to double down like they did, and say they weren't vaping and stuff in flat earth. So this guy wrote, to be clear, yeah, I copied and pasted the statement with the intention of being right. But then, of course, you love X. X gives them a community post or whatever you call these things. What do they call that? Community note. And it says that he couldn't have done it because the one statement was made 13 minutes before the other. So even when they double down and lie about them, lying, they get caught in that too. Because that's the thing about liars. They lie. That's a quote from my wife. And I like it. And if you speak the truth, you don't have to worry about what you said. But if you lie, you constantly have to like try to remember what you said and did. And yeah, it's a wonderful time we live in as far as the apocalypse. It's the Great Awakening to where everything gets revealed. So, yeah. Anyways, so that's it. And that's why I played that my thing about the spinning ball and stuff. There's no way you can go back once you figure that out. There's just no way. You can't eat the fake steak. I don't think so. So, all right. What's next? Yeah, here you go. This is exactly what's going on. We're going to release the files, but you have to wait till Trump wins. We're going to release the files, but you got to wait till Bondi gets in. We're going to release the file. Oh, I think Bondi, isn't that who it is? I think that's who it is. I don't know. We're going to release the files, but after Cash gets confirmed. We're going to release the files. Well, we got to give them 24 hours. We're going to release the files. Well, they're on Pam's desk. We're going to release the files now, hopefully tomorrow. They're going to release them. Just a second. We'll hand out these little binders to a handful of social media influencers first. We're going to release. Okay, we're going to do this in stages. I mean, it's nonsense. They're dragging this out to the next big news story because, as they know, they say that we have the attention span of a goldfish, like 8 seconds. So once they get a new psyop going, then we forget the old one, right? Does anyone even care about the CEO killer anymore, or what else? There's been so many lately, but yeah. So they're holding this off until the next big psyop, so that way maybe everyone forgets about it or gets so sick and bored of this that they just give up. Yeah, Joy, I didn't want to say that word, but yeah, I don't want another one of those, but I'm sure that's on the way too. So yeah, the files. Well, not, yeah, what list, Tarnation? There's no list. Why would they ever release the list? Why? Because look, this guy is on it. Come on. He's been to he admits they've shown he's been on the flights and stuff, but somebody holds up a photo. There's many on the internet of him and Epstein buddy. And what does he do? He kicks him out.
Miles coming through Mexico.
Where's the sound? There it is.
And we're going to stop it. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Yeah, don't show that. Get him out of here, son of a biscuit. Can't have that. Can't have that. We're going to release the files as long as we don't release any of the ones I'm on. Or not me. I'm talking as Trump. But look at, you got, where are these files? These have been on the internet forever. Clinton with him. Here's Maxwell with Elon. And then you got, of course, Trump buddy with them. Here's Bill Gates. I mean, it's just like he said he was going to put people in jail. These are the same criminals. They're not going to put anyone in jail. This guy's probably living on a different island that we never heard of, because there's a lot of private islands. In fact, you know what? My wife told me that Gene Hackman actually had his own private island. Wasn't that what you were saying? He had his own private island? Yeah, he has two. So they can go. How about this? When O.J. Simpson got in all his trouble and they finally got him in jail, I was talking way back then. We can't prove that he went to jail, right? They every once in a while show us a picture of him in an orange jumpsuit and sometimes beat up or whatever, but he's probably was still living in his mansion because no one could get near these places, these private islands and private mansions and stuff. You'd never know. We'd have no idea if they were still doing, out and about, right? Probably has his own golf courses and stuff. And so they can do the rest of it in Hollywood, right? They can fake prison. They can fake scars and beat up bruises and stuff. They can fake Antarctica. So they can fake anything. So we never know. These people will never see we'll never see them get any justice for the crimes that they commit. Here's another one. How about that one? Has anyone seen this kid again? Who knows? But it's like, why are we waiting for these lists? They're all right there, right? Right? Oh, Rose? Oh, you lost your sevens. Well, that's cool. So yeah, they can fake anything now, right? Like Antarctica. So, what's next? And then there's this. The other hero of the group here, RFK Jr., where he admits that he was on the jet 2 times and that his wife had a relationship with Maxwell. It's all the same club. It's all there's no, it's the illusion of politics. The left, the right, they're both wings on the same bird of prey that feasts on us. They have more in common with us than they'll ever have with, they have more in common with each. Excuse me. What's that? Oh, you stopped the show. What were we going to say? Who's an agent? RFK? Oh, you're reading this. FBI infiltrates Catholic groups? Oh, okay. Well, but Catholic is the tops of the Catholic. We've proved that before, that that's all just the Church of Satan now, too. All the top religions now have all been taken over. So that's why I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. I know where my path lies through Jesus, and that's how we get out of this place, but not through these people, because they admit they're all. But each time, like if someone goes, oh, Trisha says I'm supposed to have you check your dang email. Yeah, she never checks her email. Sorry about that, Trish. I'll have her look. Oh, and for anybody here, let me get these monsters off the screen here for a second. For anybody that did buy soap, my wife was very busy making it, and it's curing, and I don't know if I'll get it out tomorrow. So if not, I'll go off Monday. So if you're still waiting for soap, it'll be heading to you next week at the latest. And thank you for that. And while I'm on the subject, let me just mention this. So I do appreciate everyone that's here. And please, if you're enjoying the content, like, share, and subscribe. That definitely helps the channel, and it costs you nothing. And but for those people that do donate and support me in other ways, thank you. It's very helpful. Obviously, I'm not going to live off of the money I get from these shows, but it helps pay the bills on, like I said, StreamYard's over $400 a year now, and the internet, all the different things that it costs to run this. And so all that helps, and God bless you. And when you do the soaps, you get soap out of it too, so that's a nice thing. But I did want to mention, if you're watching this on Rockfin, I do have people that support me over there. Something's happening on Rockfin. I don't know what, but I've tried for 2 weeks now to get my tip money that I'm owed over there. They have not paid me since November. And so it's looking very sus over there. And just so you know, if you do want to help out, there's Cash App, and you can always contact me. I can do a PayPal, other things if you feel like supporting. But if you don't, just sit here and watch and like, share, and subscribe. And that helps too. And if you're getting ads, I'm sorry. What's happened there is YouTube has, in fact, they're doing another one. They keep revamping their advertisements. And I haven't changed the settings on it. I am monetized. I get a very little amount from them, but they're throwing on tons of ads on certain shows. And I'm one of them because they don't like what I'm saying, apparently. And so just so you know, sorry if you're getting ads. Look, when you watch regular television, you got ads. And so you might get a few here. And if it's too much, then I understand if you tune out. But hang in there with me, and you can always click skip. That's what I do when I get them. Anyways, enough of that. Let's see. How do we get out of this conversation? We do it with a, I don't even know. Where is it? I got too many tabs. Transition. Here we go. There we go. Okay. So, let's see. What's next? Okay. The only place to be in. Thank you, David. I haven't seen your face in a while. That's great to see you. And I just lost Wendy. Okay, good night. Is it too late? It's only 7 here, almost. But you can watch in the morning. So, okay, let's see. Right? I mean, honestly, I agree. Thank you. I don't like him either, but it's what it is. So, okay, what's next? Let's see. We've got the list. We were doing that. Let me get back into that screen share. Clickety click. We'll go here and here, and this one. And that one. Okay. So now, the other thing that's going on is the P. Diddy case. And his lawyer quit because allegedly, supposedly, the crimes were so horrific, he couldn't stomach it and he had to leave. And somebody put together, I remember this as a really good movie back in the day, on Justice for All, with Al Pacino, and somebody interspliced P. Diddy as his client. Well, let's get past the cursing there. And they put P. Diddy as his, and so I'm watching it, and it's kind of cute and funny, but then all of a sudden, once again, Mandela effect hits. Now, for those of you playing along, if you're not familiar with that, that's where you remember it one way, but now it's completely different. And as much as I did watch this movie back in the day, when the scene started, he's getting to my favorite line, where he says, the judge says you're out of order. Let's see. He's a slime bomb. Where is it? Now, right here is where he says, in my memory, and I even remember him being on screen when he said it. He says, "You're out of order. You're out of order. This whole damn court's out of order." He doesn't say that. If that's how you remember it, you've been Mandela affected, because this is what he says.
You're out of order. You're out of order. The whole trial is out of order.
The whole trial is out of order. And he's not on screen anymore when he says it.
Out of order. The whole trial is out of order.
Isn't that weird? And then, of course, I always, I do my full research, and you look up things here and here, trivia. This is what I remember. The whole damn court's out of order. But now it's a misquote. It's often misquoted, like in Friends and stuff. I don't even remember it on Friends. I remember it in the movie. And in the movie, he said, this whole damn court's out of order. And now he says the whole trial is out of order. So, yeah, it's very odd. It's very odd. Thank you. Yeah, definitely was court, right? Yes. See, you all remember it the same way. You hear it in your head. When he starts firing up, you finish it in your head the way you remember it, and it's not there anymore. So bizarre. Hey, Juan Truth, did you just get here? Well, that means you're, and anyone else that just got here is definitely tardy.
I don't feel tardy. I don't feel tardy.
Okay. So now, anybody remember this guy? This is going way back. For those of us that went through the Q phase of our life, because my wife and I did, it was pretty intense. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a video on that. We could play that maybe a little later if we have time, because I still got a lot to get through. But isn't that something? And I do want to pat myself on the back with some accolades here. I remember distinctly there was a meme that it had this guy's, I think it's his grandfather, Rothschild, and it was saying like it's that one that says he controls everything and he looks all creepy like Mr. Burns and stuff. And this was way back in the days before I was Ceiling Fan Man. I was just some idiot on Twitter, and it was I think it was Jack's Twitter actually back then. And I sent that meme on this guy's page, this David Rothschild's, and he blocked me. And I was just like crowing to Jeannie. I was like, look, I got blocked by David Rothschild. But she beat me because she had this one, if you're here, Shapu, she had this one, they were discussing things here, and somebody from Canada gave their opinion. I think it was on Trump at the time. And the key is if you were like the first response on something, then that would usually blow you up. And she's so funny. She just, all she said was, because the guy was in Canada talking about U.S. politics, and she said, who cares what Canada thinks? And it blew up. She had tens of thousands of comments, and they were all hate. They were all mad at her, yelling at her and stuff. It's too funny. So that's back in the old days. That was before I was doing anything on YouTube. I hadn't even really found YouTube yet. Everything kind of existed on Twitter. So it does look very close, I think. Kind of funny, So, and all of a sudden this guy's face is back in the Twitter land and the news and stuff. And this is what he used to do. In fact, he had one time he'd go on live and he always looked like he was in trouble and like someone was chasing him and after him and stuff. And he
all over the place.
Jack
Posobiec, Gabe Hoffman, Mike Cernovich, Laura Loomer, Gabe Hoffman.
He's naming all the people back then, probably some of the same ones that just got the folders. And he was saying they're all agents and they're all out to get him. And I remember one time we were watching this and my wife wrote, "You look sad and you look like you need a sandwich." And it looked like the guy was ready to start crying because, suddenly she mommed him. And yeah, anyways, another psyop. And this guy allegedly, supposedly, quote, committed suicide on an overpass. So, but it was just more mind theater.
Is running ops on people. He is a bad guy, dudes.
So, and these are all the same ones I think that just got the folders. So, it's just recycling this. It's like anything else in TV and movies. They just keep recycling the same stories, and so it's the same thing here. So for those of you who don't know Isaac Cappy, that's who he was. So.
I look like I've seen a ghost. Yeah, I have. And someone that was very close to me, I'm pretty sure they were just there to infiltrate me.
And then you talk about how they tried to kill him and stuff. And then apparently, allegedly, they might have. So his character is no longer on the internet, but now it's all back. So who knows? And then, of course, I love a good prank, and I couldn't help this. This is fantastic. So wherever they are in this construction site, a friend of his, I don't even know who was he, Patty? It was his name guy, Isaac Cappy. He used to go around trying to quote unquote expose the same people that they're saying is going to expose now. So it's nothing different, nothing new under the sun. Or as the new Mandela, there's no new thing under the sun. But in any case, so the bear, I don't even know where you get this, but he got a bear costume and pretended to be a bear. I don't know why I find these so funny. Feet don't fail me now. Look at this. He just turned around for a second. He fell over. I would think later if that guy probably beat up the bear guy, but I don't know. It's fantastic. I just think he's great. You know how I feel about panda bears being such, but that one is, I think, for sure a real guy in a suit. Anyways, and the worst thing is not only did he get everything scared out of him, but then he fell over and all this. But now he's on the internet and it's been seen over 450,000 times. So you got that going for you too. So if you're here, hon, can I get more coffee?
Yes, sir.
Now that is a great wife. Okay. Okay, and then here's more things that I can't talk about, but they can. Here is Megyn Kelly saying that she's battling after she got an injury from some medical procedure. And she says now she regrets it.
Regret getting the vaccine.
Yeah, right? That's what she says. I didn't say it. Follow the guidelines. Listen to the CDC and your doctors. Get all the shots and make sure that you're boosted up. This lady, this crazy lady, she says that she thinks she would have been fine, but she got something many times, and apparently she has an autoimmune issue now, and her stupid, oh, thank you, hon. Her stupid doctor thinks that it could have been caused by this too. So the two of them don't know what they're talking about, obviously. But yeah, so there's that. Trish likes some coffee too. She says, okay. And Gracie wants some. Oh my goodness. We got a lot of people want coffee. Better make another pot. And a completely unrelated story. The Gossip Girl, who was 39 years old, she died of natural causes. She made sure that you remember to get it and to wear an effing mask because, she wanted to protect everyone. And completely unrelated, she died at the age of 39 from natural causes. Yes, Kimberly, virtual coffee for everyone. Yes. So, and Amy, I don't know, certain people can talk about it, but certain people can't. So I don't know why. Wow, everyone wants coffee. My gosh. Okay. Yeah, if I don't have this, I'll pass out during the show. So I need to have this keep me going. Here's another stupid actor talking about it.
As a left-leaning hippie Texan, maybe it is in my nature to be somewhat rebellious, but I can't help but wonder, in spite of all of the criticism Bobby Kennedy Jr. received for encouraging us to be somewhat skeptical about these,
about something,
if he was right.
So, yeah, but he's just a dumb actor. What does he know? And this is just the stupid Wall Street Journal. What do they know? And this is just the stupid news from Australia. G'day. What do they know? And this is just the dumb New York Times again. What do they know? Dumb, stupid people. This is another stupid New York Times article. They don't know anything. Again, follow the 3-letter agencies. They have your best interest in mind, and the government. And here's another dumb article from the Australians. Should be upside down. Here's one from the Telegraph, but they don't know anything. Neither does this site. They don't know anything. So make sure that you don't read any of these things because they don't know anything, right? That's true. Autism just happens. Exactly. I agree. Yeah. So anyways, there's all that nonsense that I'm showing this so that way you don't fall in the trap of reading any of these things, because none of these articles know what they're talking about. And don't read any of these stupid things like this one. I know this one is a peer-reviewed study, but I'm certain they don't know what they're talking about either. Or the fact that President Trump said it, that our autism rates have skyrocketed. Instead of 1 out of several thousand, it's 1 in 35, and ADHD, all that other stuff. And then he mentions, not me, President Trump said that the Amish have none. And so no one understands why that's the case. So just so you know, yeah, we're all just nuts. I understand. So again, I'm on you to make sure that you follow all the government's guidelines and the CDC and make sure you do whatever they say, and stop reading these articles. They're gonna clog your brain with stuff you don't need to see, right? Like this one. This one's from some stupid thing called the Science, Public Health Policy, and the Law, and yeah, it's another one of these dumb peer-reviewed things that you really don't need to read. But see, it does say peer-reviewed. Isn't that funny? They always used to tell us to find the peer-reviewed articles. And I find them, and they're still ones we're not supposed to read. So there's that. What is this? Let me stop this for a second. Clickety-click. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Well, we'll keep going with this. See, these are the articles that you want to read. These are the real stories. These are the real stories. Like, clickety-click. Like this. Undercover cops posing as drug buyers are arrested by undercover cops posing as drug dealers. That's fantastic. Oh, that's wonderful. Or this one, trans women's milk is just as good as breast milk, according to the NHS. So I don't even understand that one, and I refuse to try to figure it out. But they drug induced and make a chest feeding liquid. Ugh. Patty G. It's totally true. It's in the article. It's right there. I had to find something to make the throw up tiger. This is the only show you're ever going to see a vomiting tiger. I'm just saying. How about this? A Nigerian scammer sold a fake airport to an international bank for $242 million. These are as good as the quote regular news, right? And this isn't from the Babylon Bee. These are actual quote news agencies. What is this? Texas plumber sues. Oh, this one's funny. Texas plumber sued the car dealer after his truck ends up on Syria's front lines. Mark 1 plumbing. That would really suck. So is that it? Let's see. And this one sounds like a joke that you start up at the beginning of the show. A duck walked into a pub, drank a pint, fought a dog, lost, and then kept his bow tie on. I mean, come on. Come on, there's no way any of that happened. That's as real as the Epstein list being revealed. Huh? See what I did there? So did I get skinnier? Well, thank you. Hey, Shadow Band, it's good to see you. Did he just get here? Let's see. How do I stop this? Where is he? I'm going to put you on blast. Where is he? I just saw him. I can't find you. There you are. So if you just got here, do you feel tardy?
I don't feel tardy.
So, one of the very few people that actually wrote me a song. I'll never forget that. God bless you. So, yeah. Okay. What's next? This world is so done. Is 16 Alpha here? I saw him earlier, unless Melanie dunked him. We're doomed. We're all doomed. Yeah, it's the CFM News. Oh, yeah, I apologize. He wrote me 2 songs. You're right. Yikes. But yeah, I do appreciate that. That was awesome. Awesome. Okay. What's next? Okay, good. Just checking in. And Vala says move. Nice. Okay. What do we have next? You found him? Yeah, he's there. So, all right. Let me get back into the show. Sometimes I feel like I'm just beating my head against the wall. I like that tab because it wakes everyone up. It's so loud. Okay. Let's see. Entire screen, clickety click. And here, and here. Okay. All right, let's done with that. And of course, 2 things about this crack me up. One is, once again, everyone's connected to a certain ancestry. And 2, that is not a good look. If you're part of the tribe, you never do that. I do my best to never make that any hand signs, but specifically that one, because as you all know, I used to be part of that tribe. Found Jesus and realized that tribe no longer exists the way that they say. And so you got to make sure you don't do that. You don't do the Roman salute, as they're calling it, and you don't make the grabbler hand. Right, Jovi? No grabbler hands. Exactly. It's just like, why? Anyways. Oh, and then the other big news, and this just happened. It's pretty wild. Well, between when this what do you call it? Meme came out, has 8.8 million views. This was on the 25th when I grabbed this one and grabbed it with the grabber hands. And they were saying, look, once again, and he calls himself the Prince of Peace, by the way, nothing blasphemous there. He said they said he has reached a deal between Russia and Ukraine, Zelensky, and he's flying into the U.S. to make the deal, right? The art of the deal. So he's going to get 50% of Ukraine's mineral rights, because it's always about us taking over everything. And in any case, that, of course, did not go according to plan. Of course, it's all theater, so it went exactly as planned. They ended up getting into a big old fight, and he threw him out. And they gave the lunch that they prepared for him. Yeah, no deal. Shampoo. They gave his lunch to the reporters. So that was pretty funny. Let's see. If you missed it, here's part of it. Here's part of the interview. It went really wild. I mean, bizarre.
This guy wears very tight green shirts. That's it. You need to find a different color. There's lots of colors. Jesus. He looks like he's wearing fucking pajamas. He's so goddamn small. I feel like I should burp him. You're a dinky guy. I'm sure you wear a kid-size husky sweatshirt. You look like a little kid dressed up as a G.I. Joe. For real. Nobody take this guy to Disneyland. It would be a waste of money because he won't be tall enough to ride shit. Maybe he can ride the gay-ass bumper cars with all the other little dorks his size. He has a 4% approval rating. More people support the WNBA than this dumbass preteen-looking motherfucker. J.D. Vance just bitch-slapped him and he still won't shut up. I might have to take my belt off and spank his little dinky ass.
So, yeah, it did not go well. Did not go well. And then, of course, the meeting ended. So yeah, you can watch the whole meeting online, but that was basically the highlights. Look, this was as real of a show as what the actual show was. You want that link? Okay, I can do that for certain. Clickety click. Because there's a good chance, I don't know who these people are. Who are these people? Sometimes I have to cut things out of streams if they don't like it. But I'll make sure that if you want to look at that yourself, there, it's in there. And if there's anybody over on Rockfish, I see no voter IDs over there and a few other people. So thanks for being over there. And for as long as that channel will stay on the air, it sounds like they're kind of circling the drain, but I don't know. They haven't responded to anything that I've talked to them about. So we'll see. All right. Let's see what's next. Clickety click here. Yeah, exactly. The real meeting was pretty much like that. Oh, wait, you're saying that you think that was doctored? Maybe. So, hey, there's Jose Nunez. Good to see you. So, all right. Yeah, it's all a show just for us. It is. His Neuralink malfunction. Now, that's funny. I like that. You get one of these. Okay. What's next? Okay, let's go back down here. Okay, what do we got? Let's go back into some of these tabs. Oh, really? Did they call? That was one of my most favorite shows as a kid growing up. I didn't remember they called him Rockfish. That's funny. That's what I call Rockfish. Rockfin. See, I can't even say it right anymore. So, yeah. Let's see. Well, no, none of us are, except the people that are still believing that he's the savior of everyone. So, including himself. So, anyways. No way. Hey, Jeannie. Look who it is. It's Tobin Schwing. Tobin Schwing. I haven't seen that name in forever. Look at it. Oh, everyone's showing up. It's wonderful. But that does mean that I would assume that means you just got here. So, you know what that means? You're tardy.
I don't feel tardy.
So good to see you. Some of these names I've seen for years. You know, I've been doing this for a long time now. There's very few people that are still on the air. They're still doing this. Everyone seems to be dropping off. Going back on the ball. What's next? Okay, so we covered that. And that was a fake video, of course. This is real. You were talking about Trump as an actor talking to another actor. This is Zelensky. No, this is real. This is the leader of Ukraine. This is the president of Ukraine. I can't take much more of it. I mean, this is real. It's all theater. It's all staged. The only thing that isn't real is their meeting pretending to be presidents running things. It's just two actors meeting each other Okay, that's enough. I can't take it. So there's President Zelensky in his younger years. And in fact, one time, I think in a movie or TV over there, he played the president of Ukraine. All right, it's enough of that. Oh, Shapu says he played his piano with his member. Oh, that's interesting. So what's next? But see, and then don't forget, President Trump yells at Zelensky and kicks him out, but then he says this about the head of Pfizer.
I have the head of Pfizer here, so I want to thank him. Great people, one of the great businessmen. Thank you, Albert. Thank you.
The whole audience is booing, and he's saying how awesome the head is of Pfizer. So, again, it's all just staged theater for us to choke down, I guess. So now let's get into the meat of things. If you can't, let's say you don't even buy into the Bible. Okay, I get that. There's people that still have a pushback. In fact, just saying the word, probably the stream will cut out and 25 people will drop off. But bear with me on this, because whoever's running this theater that we're watching, they're using it like a playbook. And so regardless of where you feel we are on the timeline, because obviously I think we're in a different area of the timeline than the church does. But regardless, there's certain things that have happened throughout history. And so what happened here? So Trump is now saying, because he posted this on his actual Twitter feed. This is not a joke. I mean, it is a joke, but it was on his actual Twitter feed. And they talk about how Gaza is just completely decimated and unlivable. I mean, that's what they show in the beginning of this, right? And how terrible things are there. What's interesting, because they never mention to you how this happened, right? They don't want to talk about that. But somehow, unbeknownst to anyone or who did it, Gaza is a mess. So what's next? So Trump puts out this video showing that they're going to rebuild Gaza in his image, right? And it's all this imagery of, and of course, don't forget, I covered this. There's like a huge natural gas area right off the coast here, and we're going to take that over too, right? There always seems to be something. There's always some monetary gain when the United States gets involved. Like, we'll bring democracy to you and throw democracy down on you with a bunch of bombs, and then we'll take over, we'll fix it, and then we'll steal all the resources. That's the way we roll. And so they're showing how out of this horrific cave that nobody knows how it got destroyed, of course, we're going to come in, we're going to rebuild it. And in addition to that, Elon's going to eat, it looks like some kind of nachos or something. I don't know what he's eating. Of course, these are all AI generated. He's going to eat something on the beach and watch bearded women belly dancing, right? And the Trump supporters are going to say, what are they going to say on this? I don't know. What do they say? They always seem to have an excuse. And trust me, I was one too. I was one of the ones saying, well, he got on the plane, but he just needed a ride. He didn't actually visit the island, right? But now I know that's all BS. And so how do the Trump people explain this away? That he's got bearded women dancing on the beach? I mean, if this is supposedly in the area that we're talking about, the people that live out there, this is no bueno. Just so you know. Yeah, doomed. We're doomed. They ignore it. Yeah, they ignore it. And so, so they had that, but that's not even the worst of it. Nay. It gets even worse. We have, where is it? Wait for it. It's somewhere here. There's Trump dancing with someone that's definitely not Melania. So there's that. There's Elon throwing money around on the beach, because that's important. But there we go. So first of all, you've got, anybody remember the movie Back to the Future? I think it was the third one. When Biff ends up like exactly this. And Biff was like this evil Trump kind of guy. And what do you call it? The theater just repeats itself. And if you look closely, you can't miss it. There's such a Baphomet symbolism here. And just the way that these horned things are, it's nuts. But that's not even the worst of it. Nay. Here we go. More Elon eating. A bunch of Teslas, of course. There. Now, if that doesn't scream Nebuchadnezzar, I don't know what does. So we're going to have a solid gold statue of Trump in the middle of Gaza. Come on. What does God say? Have no idols, right? The Trump people just ignore this too. They just do. So whether or not you believe in the Bible, he's fulfilling all these different same things that happen in the Bible. You get your own little golden idol of Trump. Isn't that great? So, and money, because in God, in money we trust, right? I don't even understand this last part with him and then. So there's that. So yeah, Trump posted this himself. So where's that stat? That's just so disgusting. Yeah, Trump's fake. He's an actor, I know, but he's the actor that's supposedly playing the president to bring out the Prince of Peace, is what they call him, right? Again, that's not blasphemous. And if you didn't see last week, I covered this. Here he is with, again, the comparison of Nebuchadnezzar. And if you know your Bibles, you know that this was no bueno when he did it. And if they do this, that would definitely bring around destruction. There's no question. Yeah, Patty, he posted this. It's on his page. Look, he didn't post that. He posted this video. And if you weren't there last week, I showed he's got this now. A week or so ago, he got a golden calf that has golden hoofs, golden horns, tail, and a member is made of gold. And these $100 bills all have Trump's face on it, and they say, "In Trump we trust." And in addition to that, Donald Trump Jr. posted this. Now, I understand the greatest of all time is what they're calling it. But for those of us that, like, who is it said they're trolling us Christians, we know what the goat symbolism is: bafflement. Yeah, and what is it? I can't say your name. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Yeah, Patty, we're doomed, just like 16 Alpha says. It's a complete mockery. Yes. So, is that all of them? No, and then there was this. This guy built this statue with his fight thing going, right? Looking very close to as above, so below position. So there's that. And then there's this. I covered this last week. They're putting it all in magazines. This was Time magazine, another Time magazine. And then this one, of course, they put out in it was at least 2017 or 2016, where he's king of the world, right? And then if you look at the old Twitter, he had this thing where he was in front of this podium and the numbers kept changing and eventually just said forever, right? So they're trying to present it as he's bringing in this golden age, otherwise known as the Antichrist. I'm not saying he is. A lot of people say that, but he's definitely part of the beast system, him and Elon. Just saying. But again, like I said before, if we'd had that other lady, the word salad lady, who knows how crazy things would have gotten. So obviously they put this guy in to do the slow boil of the frog more, because there's so many people, including Christians, that are getting behind this guy. But I don't see how they can see all this stuff and just discount it. It's pretty amazing. What is this? The debt clock has a new secret window. I'll have to look that. I didn't know about that. So how do you access it? Do you need to be part of the club? So the Trojan cow. Yes, exactly. Let's see. Okay. What's next? I was here at the beginning, says no to Spare Bear. I'll tell you what, I remember you've been around for a while. That used to be your catchphrase, I thought. In fact, I think you were wasn't he the first person that was wearing anything that had my name on it, I think, if I remember correctly. So, no to Spare Bear. I'll tell you what, yeah. I'm only talking to like 10 people in the audience now, but okay. And Nate X, yes. I think I remember you maybe from James. Anyways. So yeah, just so you know, you're not getting the Epstein list. You're not getting the real JFK files. You're not getting the mass deportations. You're not getting the arrest of the politicians. You're not getting peace. You're not getting lower taxes. You're not going to get the wall. Hillary's never going to jail. You got the king sold you this thing and this thing because he calls himself the king of it. You got massive printing of money and rampant inflation. In the first term, he printed more money than the past several presidents before him, of course. Signed several $1 trillion in debt. Yeah, everybody in this administration is from that one country. And you're just going to get more of this. Just going to get more of that. And yeah. And the competent talking heads in power, fueled by the same money, complain about getting funneled into the U.S. aid. When is the winning start? It's been 8 years. And it's interesting. They talk about how much money Elon and Doge has been saving us. And yet, where does it go? It goes right back to the government. I mean, they even said by their own admission, maybe 20%, if they feel like it, they'll funnel out to the peons. They're going to take another 20% and supposedly pay into the debt that they caused. And the other 60% they're going to hang on to help make it so there'll be less spending and waste in the future. I mean, it's all just nonsense, smoke and mirrors, garbage. The first time he was president, he was involved in shutting down the whole country, the whole economy, and gave everyone $500. This time, if he does it again, which they seem to want to, he's going to maybe give everyone $5,000, right? Because it's the sequel, so they got to spend more money. But it's our money. Then we're not getting any kind of bonus. It's just our money. And so, yeah, you're not getting term limits because why would they limit themselves? The same damn families have been in the Congress and presidency our entire lives. Nothing's changing. No secure elections, no balanced budget. No, I mean, that's it. That's it in a nutshell. Yeah. All right. Yeah, because if Elon's really going to look into this, look into SpaceX and NASA, right? Are we spending a bunch of money with them now? And we all know that's fake. And here's New York Mayor Adams being a master mason. And there he is with P. Diddy, giving him the key to the city. It's such a joke. It's such a joke. Isn't that where the flat earthers held their meeting last year? I think they did. I don't know. What's next? This one, I mean, does anyone even watch or listen to Jon Stewart anymore? I just pulled this clip for two reasons. One, I found it incredibly hilarious.
And 10 is all of the price.
He of course loses his, I can't play this, Comedy Central. He loses his cool because he's so fired up about what's going on in the government.
With our subsidies.
He breaks a mug, right? But the funny thing about it is apparently it caused some damage because, let's see, he's bleeding. I'm not laughing at his injury, but where is it? Yeah, see? But I'm mainly laughing at or pointing this out because of this. Look at that. That there, peoples, is what we call them their Mandela effect. And this was one of the first ones that ever came across my desk before I even knew it was. I don't know. Jon Stewart's still on the air somewhere, I guess, Marcus. But before I even knew about the Mandela effect, I drew a dollar sign and put two lines in it. And my coworker said, what are you doing? And he was about easily 20 years younger than me. And he said, why'd you put 2 lines in it? Because if you look at it now, and if you're near a keyboard, you can look right now, it's only got 1. And in our history, it's only had 1. And I thought he was goofing on me. And I thought I'd lost my mind that all these years I've been drawing it with 2. I got 2, but no, apparently it's only had 1. And if you don't even believe in the Mandela effect, this one probably will get you. So, yeah, it's only had 1 in this current reality. It's never had 2. So what do you do with that information when you go, wait a minute, how can that be? Reality's changing in a way we can't understand, and you lose your mind, you get upset, and you get scared and all that. No. What I found out when I was researching this Mandela effect, and you can look on my channel, my first videos were all about this. And when I first found out about this, I spent several days trying to figure out who's doing it, how they're doing it, and why. And after all these years, I can tell you this right now. You'll never know, at least in this lifetime, who's doing it, how they're doing it, and why. The takeaway is this: God's in control of everything. And so the reason this is happening, he's allowing it to happen. However, whatever means, he's doing it, Satan's doing it, CERN's doing it. I don't care who you pick. The key goal that you take away from this is it proves to you that you've been lied to, and that your reality is not as they told you, and that things can change on a molecular level that you don't even understand, and you never will. But it proves to me the existence of a supernatural spiritual world and the existence of God. And it helps solidify all the things that I read about, like in the Bible, including all the Bible changes. I have a video on that. I play it for you, but it's got some really kick-ass music, but I get a copyright strike. So go look for it. It's on there. But all those changes are just another way to wake us up to the times that we're in. What times are we in? We're in the, as they call them, the end times. It's not to be scary. It's to wake you up so that way you're prepared, so that way you're not taking your breath away when you realize what's happening. Because it says in the Bible, if you read it, people's hearts will fail from what happens. And so you don't want to be one of those people. Who are these people? They're the people that don't read the Bible. And so this is all just a way to wake you up and prepare you for the times that we're in. That's it. There's nothing as scary. This change won't affect you in any way. The changes that happen in the TVs and movies, like the one I showed earlier with the Al Pacino and stuff, that they make the movies worse and they make the songs worse and all that. But it's not to scare you. It's to make sure that you understand you live in a world that you were told differently. And so that's my takeaway from it, including this. But yeah, so isn't that something? And this gets a lot of people, because most people I've ever talked to, it's like when Jen talks to the people about JFK and they remember 4 people. Most people remember double lines on the $, and it's never been that way. So anyways, yes, Amy, crazy times we live in. Exactly. All right. Yeah, A Touch of Class? The Supernatural Bibles did freak me out, but now that the thing is this, since I've read the Bible so many times, I've read it all the way through at least. Oh, thanks. Anybody else want more coffee? Thank you. I've read at least 3 times all the way through, and then multiple times on different passages and stuff. I find the stories, some of them fascinating. And I notice the changes now, because when I go back through it, I go, well, that never said that, or this has been changed. And so that's why I tell people. And in fact, when I went on that, I don't know if anyone's still watching them, that Midnight Ride show, where I thought they were Christians and they read out of the Bible. Turns out, when you watch it, most of the time they only read out of occult books. And had a really nice interview. It's still on my channel with John Pounders. But then afterwards, they did an entire hit piece on me, called me a heretic, and said I was sending people to hell and stuff because I was saying that the Bible had changed. And they said the Word of God can't change. And I agree, it doesn't. The Word of God doesn't change, but the words in that book, paper and ink, they changed. And because of that, they just went all crazy on me on their show. And then, I saw who they were. So, I can see the changes and I'll report them. And, it makes some people uncomfortable, but I'm not here for your comfort. I'm here to be a watcher on the wall. That's all I'm here for. The whole reason I turned on this camera, wasn't to make friends. In fact, I've lost a lot of friends and family because of this show, but I can't stop until God tells me not to do it anymore. Holy cow. Let's see. How do I stop the screen share on this? Hey, hon, I just hit 200 people. She can't even hear me right now. Wow. I've never had that number. God bless you all. Wow. Do I have anything else? I just have that. That was the first thing I ever made, that burning down the house. They're being entertained, hon.
Are you not entertained?
Are you listening to me? She can't hear me. It's fantastic. Okay. Well, I better step up my game. Okay. Let's see. What should we play? What should we talk about? We got to keep going here. 200 people. It took my breath away. I don't know what to say. I've got, let's see. What about this one?
Previously on The Cow Whisperer.
Hello. It's okay.
Satellite tracking continues.
And I like how everyone thinks that's Rose. It's not. It's just that woman sounds just like her.
It is Rose.
Is it? She made that video a long time ago. No, it's it's just someone that sounds exactly like her. So okay, what's next? Let's see. Let's go back into the screen share. We'll go clickety click. And don't forget, if you're enjoying it, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that like button, please. Clickety click. Go here and here. All right. So that's that. And somewhere, I don't even know where he's on anymore, but he's somewhere. Jon Stewart. Let's see. And that was the other funny thing. Back in the day, everyone used to get their news from this guy. He would come on and he'd give you like the left wing slant. And then Stephen Colbert would come on and give you the right wing slant. He pretended he even had an eagle flying in and all this stuff. And then he left that show and he ended up taking over. Does he do the Tonight Show or is that Kimmel? He did one of those shows and completely switched and became an anti-right winger. So they're just actors playing parts, depending on what part they play. We're all playing a part, even me. Yes, you're right. I am playing a part. Oh, we want scary space. Now we're requesting things in the chat. Fine. We're almost there. Let's see. We're going to finish up some of these. And just so you remember, this is Elon Musk's ex-wife, and this is his mother, just so that we can keep track of this. These are all the heroes. They're coming to save us, right? And then this one, Edward Snowden, that PSYOP that happened back in 2014. He said the NSA used the word for their malware, Grok, for keystroke logging, which is the same thing as Elon calls his new interactive Siri, or whatever you want to call it. So they just tell you up front, nothing new under the sun. All right, what's next? And man, look at this. We got all the. Let me stop. Got another one. I don't know if Jeannie's in here or not, but let's see. Where is he? I just saw it. There's a lot of talking going on in this chat. Here we go. Haven't seen you in a while either. Good to see you, TJ. Can we trust you? But you're late.
I don't feel dirty. I don't feel dirty.
So there we go. Okay. Yeah, right? Did you see that? Isn't that funny? Why, thanks. Thank you very much. Yes, Sam Disney. Good to see you too. Smash that like button. Like mug is disappearing. Not this one. This one. Chapu designed that. And that pillow, but it's upside down. I have to fix it later. Okay. Oh, is that why Jeannie wasn't there? She was busy. Did you email her back? 209. Wow, that's fantastic. When Cows Move Part 2. I have, how many of those cows do I have? I have 7 right now. I've got more coming though. So, and I have 6 pandas. Who knew? Okay. Let's see. Let's scroll down here. Okay. Well, sometimes she walks out of the room. That's why. So, all right. But that's true. And some of it is probably just selective hearing. Tobin Schwing was the 111th like. Nice. Okay. Let's scroll all the way back down here. No, it hasn't happened yet. It's about to. Hold on. It's on its way. Everybody wants scary space news. Okay, clickety click. Let me finish up here. Okay. Let's see. And this, to me, this is my humor, so I thought I'd share it with you.
What is happening in here? What are you doing?
Getting my ducks in a row.
Oh my God, what are you doing?
They shouldn't all be in one basket.
And I'm assuming you're breaking the ice? Really? That's great. This is not a real meeting. Who is this for?
It's for the stakeholders.
Come on. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I just love the ending. It's for the stakeholders. All right. Anybody wants that one? I'll throw that one in the chat too, because that's funny. Sorry, people. That's some funny stuff right there. Okay. It goes in there and you get it. And then we'll go over here in Rockfish until, as long as they're still standing. I think they're being held together with tape and glue at this point. And then over on Rumble for the people over there. Okay. Okay. Let's get back in the show here. Let's finish this screen share and stuff up. Clickety click. Okay. And then I haven't seen Jen tonight, but I always have a section lately for Jen. It kind of finds me. But this is Magic Johnson and his son. Just do with what you will, but that's it. And isn't it a psyop, such a ironic psyop? This guy is like the poster child for HIV. First of all, he's fine, like all these other people in the same time frame were dying. He's fine, and his name is Magic Johnson. I mean, come on, he really did have a Magic Johnson because he's still alive. Mm-hmm. And it's nothing new. It's been going on forever. This is Rockefeller and his wife. Almost looks like Tom Hanks, doesn't it? Where's that flat earth fitness guy? Do some moles and see if that's Tom Hanks. Doesn't it? Yeah. Hey, flat earth fitness guy. Look at the, tell me if that's Tom Hanks or not. Check out the moles. Yeah. Wilson. So yeah, nothing to see here. Oh geez. And then of course, you know, this was one of the first ladies. So, and it's not just one of them, it's all of them. This was an entire thread. I thought this was fantastic. You got Big Mike there and the horse lady. And this is Daniel Radcliffe and his wife. Who's this? Oh, that's a Rockefeller. Einstein's wife. We've covered this. He ended up marrying like his cousin, like his first cousin or something. Yeah. Here's Trump with Ivana. This is before he turned orange. When did that happen? We should look back and see when he switched to orange. It's kind of interesting. She looks like the Joker. There's like a lot of makeup on that. Just saying. Here's Bill Gates and Mel, of course. So we got Mel there. And The Rock and his wife. Is there any more? And that tells you everything you need to know about Will Smith and his wife, because remember, this is the one he slapped someone over, right? Chris Rock. I'm sorry. Maybe there's a few out there, but I've never known a woman to sit like this. I know a lot of guys sit like that, but I can't imagine a woman sitting like that comfortably. Just saying. In fact, that's how a woman sits, because that's uncomfortable for a man. So, they always say it's an inverted couple. Looks that way from the way they're sitting. And Gary Kissinger's wife. You just throw pearls on someone and you say that it's a beautiful woman, right? You almost made me spit my coffee all over the screen. Who's this? Oh, and of course, I covered this one. What's that? Her forehead? Yes. It's quite a forehead. Quite a forehead. And we covered Emmanuel Marcon's wife. I say that with air quotes. And this is Dr. Dre and his wife. And one of my kids that was really into rap music, and when I told him that, admittedly, they've admitted it now, pretty much anybody that's a famous rapper had to do some like, how do we say it? Gehy, gay stuff. But there you go. Yeah. Hey, honey, AB says this isn't a 4-head, it's a 5-head. Okay, where are you? All right, I gotta find it. There you go. A 5-head. That's some funny stuff right there. Yeah, and a pretty strong jawline too on a very handsome lady. Yeah, that's some jawline. That's true. Okay. What? This is Henry Kissinger's wife. With a 5-head. That's fantastic. Okay, Dr. Dre and his wife. Who else? There's the sexiest man alive, George Clooney's wife. And she's got some linebacker shoulders and quite a jaw on her too. And really, women with a cleft chin is really pretty amazing. So this one blew me away. I saw this one just recently. That's Phil Collins and his wife. This is the one I think he used to sing all those songs about how she broke his heart and stuff. It's almost like he's looking at the camera like, okay, you guys know, right? The gloves are a giveaway. Exactly. I've had this conversation with my wife many times. That unless you're going to some really elegant party, okay, women don't wear these. Trannies wear these, and drag shows and stuff like that. These gloves that go all the way up to their biceps, basically. It's not normal. Most women I've ever talked to never worn those. So just saying. Gary Cooper's, my goodness. I haven't looked at this whole thread. Do you see this one on Gary Cooper's wife? She looks familiar. Is she on the Munsters? What is that? Goodness. She have Betty Davis eyes. She does have a huge head. Does she have a 5 head? That's the question. Is that a 5 head? Okay. I'm always going to say that now. I love that, the 5 head. Yeah, the wives are most likely the handlers, of course. She's a hopper. So what's this? This is Larry Silverstein's wife. It's getting worse. Oh, and this is the guy that played Jesus, right? In some movie. Jim Caviezel and his wife. Man, she's got quite a neck going on her, man. That's a handler. That's a handsome woman right there is what that is. And Jake Rothschild's wife, who looks like kind of a midget. No, we can't say that. A very small person. Sorry. What else? Okay. Lars from Metallica and his wife. I mean, this just doesn't look healthy, regardless of what's going on there. But it's not just one of them. It's all of them. Ben says that this lady's Adam's apple is bigger than his. It's bigger than mine. Shoot. And then, of course, how do we forget Barbara Bush? Looking great in her pearls. So, is that all? Oh, there's more. Samuel Jackson and his wife. Okay. I think that's all of them. Yeah. Okay. That's all. Oh, what's this? And that's our favorite Fauci and his wife. Okay. Enough of that thread. We got to get off of this. Yeah, just say no. And meanwhile, I agree. It blows my mind. There's 3.8 billion women on this earth, and it's still not clean. Come on. That's funny. Okay. What's next? Clickety click. And I've talked about this, and other people are noticing it. Our car choices have changed to where it's just basically black, white, and gray. They're taking the color out of the movies. They're just basically making our world more dab and gray. And so I'm just saying, I've noticed it, and other people are noticing it too. Just throwing that on there. What's left? Oh, and this thing's wild. You know, they tell us that all these things, these electronics, are really messing with our bodies. And don't wear the earbuds, don't wear the iWatch, don't keep your phone in your pocket. Now they have actual clothing that changes. It's got some kind of electronic technology in it, and I don't know where you would ever use this. Plus, what if it gets wet? Probably short circuit on you. But isn't that something that it changes colors on you? And you can even eventually, I think you could probably run ads on it and stuff, like buy Sprite or something, So coming soon to a dress shop near you. No bueno. So, yeah, isn't that something? It's pretty wild. Pretty crazy stuff. She doesn't look real. You think this is AI generated? Maybe. Because who knows who was even there to see this? What's that? Yeah, it's all smooth. It's interesting. It's very sus. You're right. Look, there's nothing here either. Interesting. Good observation. Huh? Nothing. Yeah. No wrinkles, nothing. No wrinkles even here, right? Where the arms connect. You're really all over this one. You're right. Well, seriously, she moves around and really it's all smooth, and she's probably completely AI. This is probably a complete fake article, and they'll never have this kind of dress. So I don't know, Shapu. Maybe if they do ever do it, they'll sell it in the electronics store. You're right. So, and then another news story is apparently the Pope is either dying or dead, depending on what article you read. And according to this book in the archives and stuff, there's some prophecy. And what are these guys?
To our current Pope. But the scary thing is, after Pope Francis, the last one, it just says Judgment Day.
Oh, gosh.
It literally ends after Pope Francis?
Yes. The creepiest thing, inside St. Paul's Basilica, bordering the whole inner sanctuary, is a picture of every single Pope. But what's weird is that there's only a certain amount of markers where you can put a picture. There's one left after Pope Francis. They have always said once that last slot is filled, it will be the end of the world. What he predicted, the time it took to go from the first Pope that he wrote about to the halfway mark was 422 years. He's saying from the middle one to the end, another 422 years will be the end of the world. If you do 422 in the middle Pope, which was 1585, that year is 2027.
So, you know, more fear porn. But I don't know. I like keeping up on all this stuff to see what people are talking about. And then, you know, again, don't be afraid of this stuff. It's all probably more just nonsense, smoke and mirrors, like that dress and that AI woman, and the Zelensky meeting and all this other stuff, the Epstein files and all that. It's all just theater to keep you occupied. That and sports, right? But or as 16 Alpha says, we're doomed. We're all doomed. All right, what's next? Okay, let's get out of this. Okay. So what do we have left? Let's go over here. Clickety click. Let's see. Holy cow, we're at I think I saw 220. Now we're at 216. I got to keep this going. But hopefully you're learning. Okay. Where is he? He's over here somewhere. Here he is. Okay. You asked for it. You got it. Toyota.
This week in scary space news.
Okay. This week in scary space news. Why am I showing this really old video about the astronauts being on the moon? And let's kill the volume. See, this is Buzz Aldrin in Hawaii, and this is Buzz Aldrin on the moon, and the scene looks identical. Why am I showing this? Because, well, I'll show you. But also, here's the Apollo 11 crew without their helmets. Here is with, on the moon with the moon lander. Werner von Braun with Walt Disney. Stanley Kubrick. So, yeah. And the reason I'm showing you these things is because there's nothing new under the sun. And yeah, they made this gigantic model. It's only a model back in the 60s, supposedly before they went to the actual moon. And of course, they can't do it anymore. They've lost that technology and it's too expensive to build it back. But why am I showing all this? Because Elon just posted this about his the rover that's on Mars. And of course, we've been able to control it from Earth with all the dust storms and stuff. It's never broken down. They don't tell you who's filming this, by the way. I'm sure it's just some little camera that's on the robot on Johnny 5. But it's the same thing. And you can find, I think it's Devon Island. You can find things that look identical. And in fact, that's where they supposedly do their practicing. And you can find the actual rover in pictures on Devon Island, along with NASA trucks and stuff. So again, they just have to tell you what they're doing, and you have to accept it. Like you have to accept this guy with his Saturn logo here and his Grok. you have to accept that he's got a car that's flying around in space heading to the sun. And if you don't know that, you should watch my video on Elon. I won a Grammy for it. And so you should check that out. Some amazing singing. A voice of an angel. Thank you. And yeah, Tobin, Johnny Five is still alive. See, you got to be old enough to remember that movie too. But yeah, so there you go. And then I can't. Oh, great. Mm-hmm. So here you got a planet with extremely fast winds. Again, we could just say these. They can say whatever they want. They can't prove any of it. But I thought this was interesting because they've got this cartoon to show you this planet with the winds that they go so fast. How fast do they go? I will tell you. They blow at 33,000 kilometers per hour. Nothing to see there, just their favorite number that they tag to let you know. That's it. So, yeah, and Val, I am in the Space Force now, so I know these things. We could play that maybe later if we still have people hanging out here. But yeah, so once again, their favorite number. Everything's got a 33 in it. Just to let you know who's in charge of what you're watching. And it's all a theater. Anyways, enough of that one. And then what is this one?
Tell you all along, but you never listen. Buzz Aldrin, the famous astronaut who was on the moon, was trying to tell us that the moon landing was fake the whole time. Just watch this video.
What was the scariest moment of the journey?
Scariest. It didn't happen. It could have been scary.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
I remember my parents waking me up, and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon.
No,
which
you
was
didn't. No, you didn't.
What?
You watched animation. So you associated what you saw with...
I have very hazy memory.
Not a bad line. Not a bad line.
There is no such thing as gravitational pull. We lied to you.
They've been telling us for years, just nobody listens. And I could play these and there'll still be people that believe in fake space. They just are. It's the way it is. There's this. These are quote actual footages. And so then of course, the harness that they forgot to I guess it's bigger this way, to take out in CGI removal. And you got what's this one? Yeah, see? It's wires. You can find these. They're all over the internet constantly. See, you saw the harness in the screen. They forgot to edit it out on the iPad or whatever that is. It's his harness. And this gal points to it, and it's because his wire got tangled up in his foot. So this guy has to fix it. And don't forget this gal's hair, because everything is just like hair sprayed. That's not a normal reaction of hair. It's not moving at all. Everything else is, quote, floating and stuff, but her hair just stays in one place. So there's that. And they do this. They allow these things to be seen because, again, the world that we live in, we all have free will. See, they glitched out. And then I remember this when they've shown us so many times, and they cut the feed right here. But they have to allow these things to be seen because then since we have free will, and if we still accept this, then they can do whatever they want because we've, excuse me, we've given our consent. Here his hand glitches out, his whole arm. And I showed you the one in the European Space Station where the gal manifests a toy like Star Trek. It's all there. You just got to look for it. The information's out there. You just got to let it in. But so many people don't want to. So, and then it ends up on just like the outskirts of the internet where, I'm so blessed. There's 200 plus people watching me, but it's a drop in the bucket, as they say, for the amount of people that believe in space. And so here you go. So on March 2nd, Blue Ghost will attempt to land on the Sea of Crisis. And here's the actual pictures of it, right? This is really the moon, right? And this one, it's really the moon. Meanwhile, again, if you look at it, they made this way back when. Back in the 60s, it was $2 million to create this fake moon. And it's well documented. You can find it everywhere. And they're just still using the same one. Because they don't like spending. Well, they like taking our money. They don't like spending it. And so, you know, I bet you could match up these same things with the current ones that supposedly are being filmed. So, okay. What's left? Well, I guess that's the end of space news for this week. And there's people out there, like some of the famous flat earthers, that think that these buildings were built in the medieval days by hammer, chisel, a 20-year-old dude, his donkey, and some slaves. I mean, look at these buildings. And a lot of them didn't have bathrooms and stuff, right? Which makes no sense. But they had all kinds of running water and fountains and stuff. Like, it's unexplainable. Nobody could build this today. And somehow in the medieval days, they were able to build these monstrous buildings when there was barely anybody living in these areas at the time. How high those things go. Yeah, no kitchens, right, Gabby? No kitchens either, yeah. So Trump just bought this church. I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah. No power tools and doorways to giant. No explanation. We're just supposed to stare at how marvelous it is in the construction and move on and ask, who's winning the Super Bowl this year? They don't explain any of this. And we tried our best on these channels to like wake people up and say, our history doesn't make sense. They've lied to us. Like out here, this guy even shows, because I live in Washington and this is in Olympia. And look at this building.
This is just in my little humble town of Olympia, Washington. Let's go talk about this monstrosity. All right, here we are. So guys, work started on this in 1911. 1911 technology.
Makes sense.
Look at this thing. Look at it. It just goes on and on. Third tallest dome in North America. Just really quick, imagine it's 1911, less than 10,000 people live in the city. And imagine putting up that one. Okay, that is 8 feet tall by like 4 feet wide. And you have to stack so many of them. But just imagine doing that top one.
With horses and donkeys and hand chisels.
How? Right? And there's all these other accompanying buildings as well. Look how many goddamn pillars there are. Guys, you know how hard it would be to carve one section of one of those pillars out of a solid piece of granite? And look how many there are. In 1911 in Olympia, Washington, a place infamous for its stonemasons. Oh, we're a bunch of fucking fur trappers. That's all anyone who lived here. Beer and fur. That was the only thing that was going on in Olympia. And of course,
I like his conversation and his hair. He's got quite the hair. Huh? He does look like he's from here.
It's the most incredible stonemasons who have ever been, who are just in their spare time for their government check, carving dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of enormous pillars.
Mom, where's Dad? I haven't seen him in years. Oh, he's building the post office.
Again, the third tallest dome in North America, here in Olympia, Washington. Here's George. Okay, you guys ready? Look, there's my paw. Look at this.
His paw.
Look at this. One pillar. One section of one pillar. And just, again, the absolute precision I don't think, guys, granite's not easy to cut and carve, especially not in 1911. No diamond tip tools, right? No
horse.
Nothing. Look at that.
I don't care how big your horse.
For what reason? For a humble legislative building?
Yeah, why were they doing this? They're carving on the tops, on the insides of this, and taking how much. What are the resources to do this, and on the materials they had to use, and where'd they get it all? Right? They'd have to dig this stuff out somewhere to get this stuff.
What fucking laws are you passing that need this level of ornamentation? Preposterous. I mean, come on now. Come on now.
Yeah, why do we need that to pass a law? Exactly.
Good job, people in 1922.
And marble. There's marble everywhere.
Shut the fuck up with that. Shut the fuck up with that. Look at this. These people were deeply patriotic in 1911, unlike now, and they decided that their little state of Washington was worth going all out on. Then there's all the Roman gods.
Yeah, what are they doing there? And the fact that these buildings are identical all over the world.
Like the Roman eagle and the American eagle. Yeah, the Phoenicians. We don't need to get totally into it, but guys, this is a solid chunk of marble. One solid piece. That's so intense for a little humble state legislative building. Not to put too fine a point on it, but that's a 3-ton chain hanging from the third tallest dome in North America. You could fit a queen-size mattress in there. There's a bunch of gods all over it, right? That little person right there is 4 feet tall.
What donkeys do they use, right? They had really strong people, Val. You're right. Yes.
Come on now. Come on now. Also, the people here are so fucking stupid. I've talked to so many people, actually, they were just throwing the marble away, and somebody said, let's save it and put it in the new Capitol building. Shut the fuck up. They're just all boomers, guys. All of our historians are boomers, by the way, if that should just unsettle you. So you guys, Buckingham Palace wishes that they had massive griffins carved into marble. That's a solid piece of marble. Look at that. 1911, imported from Germany, spared no expense to the taxpayer. What the fuck are you talking about, you ridiculous narrative? All right, there you have it, guys.
There you go. So I like this guy. Hopefully I'll look for more stuff by him. But yeah, isn't that something? But there's people in the truth community that still believe this is all put together with chisels and donkeys. So, and they'll yell at you too if you sit in their chat long enough. That's an amazing thing. Why would you put on a show and yell at the people that support and watch you? It's pretty fascinating. Anyways, okay. And then this, I just had to because my wife sent me this right before the show for the cat lovers. Because I don't know where. Have you seen Sarah? I don't know if Ryan's in here. Check on her chair. Maybe I'll see if Sarah can make an appearance. But look at this. This guy set his laptop to take a picture after 3 incorrect passwords. And he got a text alert on his phone with this image, which is fantastic. Cat brought home a mouse. This cat apparently found a cat lover, which is hilarious and ridiculous. But where's the one? Oh, this one. Reasons that your cat won't eat the food. And 100% I've seen this. Don't like chicken as of today. The food was breathed on. The bowl was placed down too loud. The vibe was off, or sun was in the wrong position. I mean, that literally is. The cat will eat something one day, and the next day go, why are you giving me this garbage? So it's just pretty fascinating. So, all right, that's enough for the. Oh, wait. Okay, so let me stop this. Because instead of looking at cats on screen, we can look at real life. Get over here, Sarah. People want to see you. There you go. Okay, get them all. There's some new ones here tonight. Get them. Look right here. Got to get those in the. Got to get them all. There you go. Get them. All right. She's awfully camera shy nowadays. You don't even want to fight anymore. I used to be able to fight karate. She's really good at karate, but she just has no interest in it anymore. A little bit? No. Okay. She's out of here. Thank you. There's your Sarah visit. Okay.
Boom, baby.
All right. So let's see. It's 8. It's been 2 hours. Let's finish out by discussing the short season of Satan, because a lot of people think that we're heading towards the Book of Revelation, but in my mind, we've passed the 1,000-year reign, and now we're in the little season of Satan. Y'all still there? See what happens? You can't talk about religious or Jesus or God or Satan and all this stuff. They shut me down. I'm on my phone right now trying to reconnect. So please hang in there. I know I've already lost a bunch of people, but we'll get this going again. I can't do my tabs, but let's see what we can do here. Because the show's still going. What do we have here? So I can reach my tabs. I mean, we're still here.
And so here we are.
So, yeah, this is nuts. I've never had it go down this long before. I know some people, Jeannie was saying, were blaming Sarah. and I believe you. But that is so bizarre. I just have like, maybe you need to reset it. Do you want to reset it back there? Oh, wait, it's coming back. I think it's coming back. Let's see. I prayed on it. It usually works. This is the biggest dump I've ever had on this thing. So I apologize, everyone. But obviously it's a subject they don't want me talking about. Okay, reload. See if that works. Okay, maybe this will work. Okay, let's try reloading the page. I think it's working. Let's see. I'll let you know in a second here. We can always edit this out in post edit. Whoa. Okay. Gotta get rid of this. All right. Whew. And we're back. We only last about 20 people. You missed the first hour and a half and you turned it on for that, huh? Well, that means you're tardy. So you get this, wherever he is. There.
I don't feel tardy.
All right. Well, I'm glad that those of you that stuck around, I really do appreciate it. We'll finish this out, and I'll try to get get back into the groove where we were. Oh, there's Sticks of TNT as a PhD in cartoons, by the way. Okay. Yeah, right. Thank you. I'm happy. We're back. Huzzah. So, yeah. Yeah, the prayer worked. So you were in space for a while. So, yeah. And thank you for all persisting. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was over the target. That's what happens. So I'm glad I'm back. And chat is still. Oh, by Ronald, did you get my email? Sometimes my emails aren't going through. You sent us or you sent Jeannie some really nice stuff, her birthday, and so I thank you. I sent it to you an email, so hopefully you got that. But that was very, very kind. Okay. All right. And Samo, you just showed up, so yeah, you're tardy too, but I'm still here. And Lowry's still hanging in. Thank you. Okay. All right. What's next? Let me go back down here. Okay. Mic check. You can hear me, I hope. I hope so. Okay. Yeah, Little Season is now the old flat earth. It's censored. Exactly. So here's what happened for me. Once I started reading the Bible, I got to a lot of these passages that over time didn't make sense to me. And because of the way that the church talks about it, it's a future time. But when I read these passages, let me bring this up here. Let's see if this works. And I didn't even have that many tabs when I started talking about this, so there was no reason for that big of a crash. But no, I'm back up. So as I'm reading these, and again, I know some people don't want to hear this, but I really want you to at least listen to this part of it, because the whole reason I'm doing this show and the times that we find ourselves in, I didn't believe in all this stuff either until I started looking into it. No matter what I looked into, whether it was flat earth, Mandela effect, the lies of the world, they always came back to the same thing. It was a battle between God and Satan, good and evil. And so they always told me don't read the Bible. So I didn't. Well, I started reading it, and then I was fascinated because not only are there provable things in our past in it, there's things happening right now that seem to be being showcased, and it tells you, what to expect in the future. And so in Revelation, which used to have an S on it, he gives this revelation to his servant John, who bears the record of the word of God and testimony of Jesus Christ, all the things he saw. And Blessed are he that readeth, hear the words of this prophecy, and keep the things which are written there. And for the time is at hand. He's talking about right then. And John, to the 7 churches which are in Asia, grace be unto you and peace from him, which is. So he's talking about these churches. And where is it? It tells you that, behold, he comes in the clouds, with every eye will see them, also those which pierced him. So he's talking about people that are alive right then. I mean, the person that pierced him, how's he going to see him unless he came back as he promised right away? And John, who, famously got his head cut off and put on used to be a platter. Now you can look it up. It's on a charger, which I'd never even heard of before. He says he's your brother, companion in tribulation. He says he's going to be there. And he tells, saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last. What thou seest, write in a book and send it to the 7 churches. And he names them: Ephesus, Semneria, Brown, Sardis, and Philadelphia, and Laodicea. I mean, I'm not saying it properly, but he names those churches. And I've shown this before, and others have too, that, let me grab this one here. Why would he write these things to the churches? Where is it? Because, and some amazing artists, they had some incredible imagination, or they saw this stuff go down and they drew it out for us to see. But these are the churches, and you can look all these up. These churches are long gone, been destroyed. Most of them around 70 AD when all that stuff went down. You can look into that. But why would he write a letter to be read about 2,000 years later to a bunch of churches that are long gone? Let me refresh that screen. It doesn't make any sense. There's nothing left of these things. Some event destroyed all these churches a long time ago, as it was written. And a lot of them, if you look at it, and we've covered this, and Jen and Chapu cover this a lot, they're obviously melted. It's not water erosion that creates these kind of like scenes that you see here. Look at this one. So all these things have been destroyed. So why write a letter to him? And in addition to that, if Jesus is telling you he's going to come quickly and to be wary and watchful, but then he doesn't show up for 2,000 years, how many generations of people come and go and think that Jesus lied to them? These are melted. Some kind of destruction happened to these churches. They're all gone. So why bother writing a letter if it's not going to happen for 2,000 years? Oh, Duke Nukem. Yeah, I wonder. She's probably watching. They all watch me. There's no comment. Yeah. So these were built by horse and buggies and chisels. And then what? Water erosion took them out. And, but why? Why would God tell you to write to these churches and tell them that devastation's coming if they're long gone? These people are dead. These churches are long gone. So what's the point? The point is we're supposed to use our cognitive thinking and use our eyes and see that a destruction happened in the past to all these churches, just as God said it was going to happen. He's not a liar. Jesus is not a liar. God's not a liar. He's going to tell you something, and then he prophesizes it, and then it happens. He warns you in advance, not in arrears. These people saw this destruction and had no idea that it was going to, this isn't God's judgment. Like they just eroded over time. Is that what we're trying to tell me? It's nonsense. It's a dispensationalist that the church was taken over, all of them. It's not just the Catholics. It's not just the the Jews. It's not just the Muslims. All of them have been corrupted to the point where they feed us lies, just like we were talking about in Olympia. There's no way that those things were built with the remedial tools in the early 1900s with horses and buggies. It doesn't make it. Look at the size of these pillars. There's no people in this picture, but a human's like down here. Look at that. It's nonsense to think that it didn't happen. It's right in front of you. That's why God left these things. That's written about too, that there's a portion of the destruction that's left, probably a third, if I remember right, to let us know that judgment happened and it will happen again. I'm not saying that there isn't another judgment coming, because there is. If we are at the very end of the book, the little season, pizza, then we're waiting for the final judgment where the whole world is judged. And, you got the people that are arguing on the side of the dispensationalists. And they're like, well, Jesus, he didn't say he was going to leave. Where is he? I don't know where he is, and neither do you. Do you think the Garden of Eden is still here? You can't get to it. If you read the other books, it tells you that there's cherubs that guard it. Nobody can get to it. Heck, there's areas of Antarctica you supposedly can't get to, unless, of course, you're a flat earther. Then go wherever you want. But there's areas on this plane that we're not allowed to go to, that we'll never see. So is Jesus still on earth? Most likely, but we don't know where. But he left the Holy Spirit to guide us, to help us. He didn't just take off and say, see y'all, when the first time they asked, where is he going? And he's like, I'll be back. And until then, I'll send you the Comforter. But these are all the churches, and they're long gone. So why write a letter to these places that no one's ever going to see? It doesn't make any sense. And so when you put that together with this, because again, who am I going to listen to? Am I going to listen to man? Am I going to listen to a church telling me that these things haven't happened? Or am I going to actually listen to the words of God himself? How about Jesus right here in Matthew 23? He held his peace. The high priest answered and said unto him, I adjure thee by the living God, that thou tell us whether thou be the Christ, the Son of God. And what does Jesus say to him? Thou hast said, nevertheless, I say unto you, hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of power, coming in the clouds of heaven. He's talking to this high priest right in front of him. The guy asked him a question. He answered it. So unless you think that this high priest somehow has supernatural powers and he's still alive 2,000 years later, then you're calling Jesus a liar. I'm not going to do that. I'll never do that. Never. You got Matthew 24, and this one's wild because Jesus departs from the temple. His disciples come to him, and they specifically ask him privately, where is it? He talks about the temple being torn down. There shall be not one stone left upon another be thrown down, right? And as he sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples come to him privately, saying, hey, tell us when these things shall be, and what shall be the sign of the coming and the end of the world. They want to know. They, particularly, he's looking at them, and they're saying, please tell us. And what does he say? Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. No man, right? Including the church. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, but be not troubled. These are all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Nation rises against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. All these are beginning of sorrow. They shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and be hated of all nations in my name's sake. And then shall many be offended and betray one another, and shall hate one another. That happened. All these disciples, you can look them up. They all had horrific deaths and stuff, right? Many false prophets, and many shall deceive, and endure until the end. The same shall be saved. But then he goes and he says, where is it? And those that are in Judah flee in the mountains, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't, I'd have to get on a boat or a plane to do that. But what does he say? Right here. Where is it? Okay. He talks a lot in this passage. It's pretty amazing stuff. There you go. Verse 34. Verily, I say unto you, and that's when he really wants you to listen. This generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Now, they always say, well, he's saying the future generation, which, everyone says, oh, it's us. Like, I don't know what makes you think that suddenly we're the, happen to be the one. Didn't every generation between when he said this till now think he was talking about them? Probably. But his disciples, remember this, they took him aside privately and they specifically asked him, when will this happen? And he said to them, this generation shall not pass. He's talking about their current situation. And here he is again, Daniel 9:27. He shall confirm the covenant with for many a week. In the midst of the week, he shall cause sacrifice and the oblation to cease. Okay, so what is this? This is talking about how they had that temple and they would do sacrifices in it. And in Daniel's visions, he's talking about how they're going to stop the sacrifices in the temple. So if you do the math, the temple, they've stopped sacrifices. Like when Jesus was the final sacrifice, that all ended. In addition to that, the temple's long gone. So in order for this to happen, if you want to be part of the church dispensationalists, you have to believe that they're going to, I guess, tear down that big cube, build another temple, which they've been saying they've been building it for years, but who knows if they've even started. So they'd have to build that temple. They'd have to start sacrificing and then stop again. Now, how much time is that all going to take? Are we all still going to be alive? They still think it's going to be this generation. There's a bunch of people waiting for the rapture. And I'm not upset with them if they want to do that. What I'm here to do is say, look, I'm concerned that whatever the rapture is or was, it happened. Because if all these other things happened, that would have happened too. Then the 1,000-year reign of Christ would have happened, and then Satan gets loosed. There has to be people at the end of the book for the devil to deceive, right? Who are these people? Why can't we be those people? Why does everyone have to want to be part of these people? Because they all want to be raptured. They don't want to see judgment. But that's not godly. That's not the practices of Christ. And they hit this passage that a day with the Lord a day is with the Lord as 1,000 years. But that's to God. That's not to man. Do you ever read this passage? God says, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways your ways. 1,000 years to us is 1,000 years. Now to God it's a day, but not to us. So when you get into here, Matthew 23:36, Jesus is talking to the disciples. Verily I say unto you, all these things come upon this generation. You can find in Proverbs 24:10. It's not Christian to want to be part of the rapture and miss out on everything. I understand human side of it. Yeah. Who wants to be here and see judgment and stuff, right? So I understand why they're clinging to that whole rapture idea that they're out of here and they don't have to deal with it. Meanwhile, destruction's happening to other people. Aren't we supposed to love thy neighbor as ourselves? Aren't we supposed to love our enemies as ourselves? Aren't we supposed to care for the people? Why should we be excited that they build a third temple and cause this destruction, but we don't care because we're out of here? That's not what God says. Read Proverbs. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. James says, my brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations. Romans 53:5. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations, knowing that tribulations work patience, and patience experience, and experience hope. And hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of God is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Ghost, which is given to us. We're not supposed to want to run from this fight. Why are our eyes awakened to this? Why did God call us right now to be in these times? just so that we can run out of here scared. It doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't. Romans 12:12, rejoicing in hope, patience in tribulation, continue in instant prayer. Instant in prayer. Here's another Romans passage. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations, knowing that tribulations worketh patience. You see the theme here? He's not saying we should look forward to being out of here and watching everyone else go through trouble. He's saying we're here to help each other, and we're supposed to glory in that. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteous sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when men revile you, persecute you, and shall say every manner of evil falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for it is great your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. He's telling us that we're not supposed to run from this stuff. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord deliver him out of them all. We're supposed to find comfort in God is going to be here with us. He didn't check out through this. He's right here with us. He's allowing it to happen. Why is he allowing it to happen? Because people don't cry out for God unless they're in trouble, right? They say there's no atheists in foxholes. I say there are no atheists. There's just children in rebellion. And so when people have it good, look where we're at. We're in a completely godless society. So now things are getting kind of shaky and people are suddenly finding God. Because in the end times, that's supposed to happen too. He pours out his spirit. Why am I talking about this? Some little Jewish kid from California. Why am I talking about this stuff? Because he came to me in my heart and I realized what's happening. And so what am I supposed to do? I turn this camera on at my own peril. I lose family and friends and whatever, and people get upset with me. Fine. But I have to do this because that's why God woke me up. That's why he gave me whatever talent it is I have to make this show entertaining and funny. Because maybe enough people, I've already lost, 50 people, whatever, because we talk about this. But maybe there's that one person that needed to hear this and will look into the things I'm saying. Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid. He says that in the Bible more than anything. Neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee wherever thou go. We're supposed to turn to him, not run. And then you get to where I believe Revelations 20, where he talks about how he gets a hold of the dragon, the devil, Satan, bounds him for 1,000 years in the bottomless pit. And then the dead don't live to the first, where is it? And where is it? So they get to this, they live and reign with Christ for 1,000 years. And they're like, well, see, Jesus he's not gone. You don't know where he is. He's in our hearts. The Holy Spirit's here with us. We are the temple of God at this point. We're not waiting for the third temple. The Jews are waiting for the third temple. They don't believe Christ came and went for our sins. And so what do they believe? Look at this. I mean, I know this guy's controlled opposition, but Christians believe Jesus is their Lord and Savior, and the Jews believe that he's in hell burning in a vat of human waste, and Virgin Mary is, no bueno. And what's interesting about this, you want to say, oh, that's not true at all. But then again, X does these things where they have community post content or whatever, and they give you the passages. This is in the Talmud. That's not the Bible, but that's the Talmud. And it talks about these things. There's a lot of no bueno in that book. And I've covered this many times. You can go look on my channel. I did this show with JT about this short season. I talked with Jen about it here. I talked, where's another one? Little season here. Here's another one we did with JT. So I've covered this many times, but it just seems to me that more and more people are giving me pushback on this. And it's important, I thought, to bring up again. And why am I doing it? Because by definition, do you know what a saint is? In the Bible, a saint is a believer in Jesus Christ who's set apart for God's purpose. It's a term to use to describe all Christians, not just the select few. And so when God is saying that the saints get worn out in the end times, that's just anybody like myself that's doing this stuff. I'm not here to promote myself and say I'm doing great works or whatever. I'm just speaking what God's putting in my heart. He's giving me the words, he's giving me the passages to look at, and he's giving me this channel and the voice to talk to you all. Now, what you do with that information, that's up to you, right? As Suitcase says.
Information's out there. All you have to do is let it in.
Right? That's all I'm here for. I'm no different. I'm no better or worse than any one of you. God sees us all equal. We're all children of the same God. Whether you believe it or not, we live in the same snow globe, dome, whatever you want to call it. Nothing's getting in or out. We don't have to worry about asteroids or meteors or aliens. The only aliens are already in here. They're demons, demonic spirits. We can cover that on a whole other show. But I'm here for this purpose. And that purpose is to get this message out. And I'll continue to do it until I'm sent into some other direction. And so that's why I'm here. I know why you're all here. I can't find him in time. That would have been good if I'd been able to hit it.
I got nowhere else to go. I got nowhere else to go.
I mean, where are you going to go? You going to go watch a flat earther that's now on the ball? That's like hitting your head against the wall. All right. Well, that's almost 3 hours of content. So hopefully that it was entertaining.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
So thank you. The biggest numbers I've had yet. Incredible. I love you all. It's just I'm blown away at that people want to sit and listen to me and watch these silly little videos that I make. And Daryl just showed up. Seriously, Daryl.
I don't feel dirty.
All right. Well, you're in detention. Go meet with Melanie, and you'll have to rewatch the whole show. So, all right. What do we have? You want to? What do we have? You want to see the panda one more time, and then we'll wrap up the show. Here we go. One more panda.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, brought to you by Silly Fan Man. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my! The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Today's episode, How Pandas Are Made.
Panda.
Satellite tracking continues.
All right. So that's it. Put a fork in me. I'm done. Once again, please smash the like button, like, share, and subscribe. I thank you to, I missed one. I thank you to where is it? To the people that support me, like Trisha Clark here. Thank you. God bless you. And if you want to get soap, my wife has a soap store, and I don't think I showed it in the stream. If I don't know if Melanie's still here or someone who put it in the chat, but it's in the description and links and stuff. So if you ever want to do that. So, but that's about it. I want to thank you again for being here. And let me finish out with a prayer and just say, dear Lord, dear God, Father in heaven, please continue to show us the way, watch over us, guide us through these times, open the hearts and minds of the people that maybe aren't ready yet, but are on the fence and trying to question what's happening. May tonight be the night that they find a private room turn the lights off, take a deep breath, and ask to see you, to talk to you, to have you show yourself, that they can understand the joy and the comfort that I feel in others that have found you, that they'll feel that too, and that we can all get through these times, that we can feel the healing powers and the comfort and the joy, and give us the patience to wait for not only them to find their own way to get here with us, but also to wait for you until you come back on that glorious day and take care of all of this and bring us all home. And we thank you for all of our blessings, and we'll continue to do our best to strive and do the teachings that we've learned, including, as Jesus says, to love ourselves, to love God, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. Not necessarily in that order. I guess God goes first. But thank you for all of this and for the blessing of this show and the people that are here tonight and that'll be watching it later. I thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. And deliver us from evil. Should always make sure I say that. So, okay. That's quite a bit. I'm exhausted. Maybe you all are too. So thank you again. God willing, let's do this again very soon. If not, let's do this next Friday, because it's an executive order. This executive order is for the Ceiling Fan Man show on YouTube on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Everyone needs to watch it.
Hold it. This is a good one. Is everybody listening?
All right. That's it. So with that, you get this, he says, with a knife in his leg.
Class is dismissed.
And you heard the best intro on the internet. Here's the best outro. We're out of here. Good night, everyone. Love you.
I'm the satellite.
500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat.
Satellite transfer complete.